Hi. Sorry, my internet cut out for a second, so it cut my Hank reading short. So I will still finish chapter 1. I'm not sure where it cut off, so I'm going to start at the top of page 4. And you might hear a little bit repeated. I'm not sure. So, all right. Now, if you'll just were they wild hogs or domestic? Wild. Nonsense. We don't have wild hogs around here. What makes you think that they were wild? They had big, long, white things. We call those tusks. Go on. And wicked red eyes. Keep going. And 4 legs. That fits. And they were grunting, Hank. Wait a minute. Hold it. They were grunting? Yeah, they sure were. Does that mean anything? Possibly so, Drover. But before we jump to any hasty conclusions, I have one last question. Is it possible they released a type of odor from their musk glands that smelled exactly like diesel fuel? He rolled his eyes. I think maybe they did, Hank. I'm almost 100% sure they did. Well, there we are, Drover. Now that I've managed to drag the testimony out of you, what we have here is a case of the wild hogs. Wild hogs? Oh my gosh. Yes, indeed. They're armed with enormous tusks and extremely dangerous. You ever go one-on-one against a wild hog? Heck no. Well, let me tell you, they're bad. They can rip your guts out with one slash. They can chew your ears off with one bite. And they're fast, they're quick, and they're utterly heartless, Drover. How? Our first objective is to find out what they're doing on this ranch without permission. Our second objective is to run them off the ranch without getting ourselves cut up in a dozen pieces. What are we going to do, Hank? I just happen to have a plan. Oh, thank goodness. Now, if you'll just shut your little yap and let me finish. Okay. I drew out the battle plan in the snow. We're here at Point Able. Over here, we have Point Baker. Over here, we have Point Charlie. As you can see, the 3 points form a triangle. I'll proceed to Point Baker over here, and then I'll sneak over to Point Charlie right there. And we best hold you in reserves at Point Able. You mean I have to stay here and guard the gunny sacks? You won't let me get out in the snow? That's correct. When it comes to tracking wild hogs, we only use the first string. How drat. If you see anything suspicious, sound the alarm. You got that? He nodded. All right, that covers it. Good luck. I'll be in communication, Drover. At that moment, I spotted Pete the barn cat up by the yard fence. He rubbed up against the corner post and was purring like a little motorboat. How do you suppose a cat does that? I've tried 100 times, but I've never been able to purr. I looped up the hill, made him check him out. Morning, Hanky. Did you find any monsters in the night? Funny you should ask. As a matter of fact, yes, and I've got some questions for you, Hank. Questions for you, Pete. Oh, good. I just love to answer questions. Number 1, did you see any wild hogs around here in the early morning hours? Wild hogs? How many? I don't know, 4, 5, or 6? No, I didn't see 4, 5, or 6. Well, how many did you see? 7. Why didn't you say so? Well, you asked if I saw. Never mind what I asked. What we're after is right answers, not right questions. It doesn't seem to take any brains to ask the right question, but I wouldn't expect a cat to know that. Which way were they going? Who? The wild hogs. Oh. He licked one of his paws. Which way do you think they were going? East. That's right, Hanky. You're pretty sharp. You may have been crazy when you got here, Cat, but you're talking sense now. That's all for the moment, but don't leave the ranch. I may have more questions for you. He grinned. Anytime, Hanky. Good luck with the wild hogs. Off he went, twitching the end of his tail back and forth. I never did like that twitching business. Really gets under my skin and makes me mad. There's a picture. I headed east and made patrol. Didn't turn up any clues, no tracks, nothing. An hour later, I arrived back at command post and I found Drover asleep on my bed. I gave him a rude awakening. Wake up, get out of my bed, and listen into that order. Okay, what'd you find? We had 7 head of wild hogs go through here sometime after midnight. Drover gasped. Did you find them? Not exactly. Wild hogs are very clever. They manage to hide their tracks, but you'll notice that they left their scent behind. Smell. Drover sniffed the air. Diesel fuel? That's what they wanted us to think, but we're one step ahead of them, aren't we? The bottom line, Drover, as they passed through the ranch in a big hurry, probably in fear for their lives. As far as I'm concerned, we've solved the case. Boy, I was scared for a while. Even I had a few tense moments, Drover. Wild hogs are nothing to sneeze at. Drover sneezed. I'm so cold. I studied the runt for a long time, trying to decide if he was trying to be funny or if this was another clue that might open a new conspiracy. After much deliberation, I decided he merely had to sneeze. Case closed. So that's the end of chapter 1 in Hank. The next chapter is called How Was I Supposed to Know She Didn't Want Me to Go? I wonder who he's talking about. Maybe Beulah. All right, guys. So that is it. Check back for video 3 for religion. It's Fun Friday Bible Stories. Bye.